Hi, this is Sugar Shane Mosley, and you're watching True School Sports.
All right.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this was brought to my attention about a week or so ago during the most recent WBC convention. I thought this was very intriguing, very interesting, and I wanted to talk about this with you guys. So please listen up and definitely just absorb what I'm about to tell you. So Jeff Fenech, an absolute legend of Australian boxing, a guy that, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. I haven't watched him fight a ton. I've seen highlights here and there. I've definitely heard the name over the years. But I know he's a legend. I know he's a great fighter, and I know he's been in there with some great names. And one great name that he did share the ring with was none other than Azumah Nelson. And that was back in 1991 on a Mike Tyson undercard down there at the Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas. So what's happened now was, what happened then was that Azumah Nelson won the fight against Fenech. It was a very, very controversial decision. The consensus was that Fenech beat Azumah Nelson. They didn't give it to him. Now, fast forward 3 decades and some change later, 31 years later, at the most recent WBC convention, Mauricio Suleiman has went ahead and in conjunction with the WBC, they went ahead and looked at that fight and they have reversed the decision. So now it is no longer a loss on Jen Fenech's record, but rather a win. And he now joins, some great fighters to become 4-weight world champion in boxing. So that's crazy. Could this be something we see later on down the road? We'll get into that later on. But let's get into what Suleiman said about the decision. He said, I quote, "All the ring officials from all over the world scored the bout in favor of Jeff Fenech. The WBC Board of Governors approved the motion to crown Fenech to become a 4-weight world champion. Fenech, in speaking to the Australian media about what happened, stated the following, and I quote, "It's crazy, brother. It would have meant more to me back then when I really won the fight. But for them, the WBC to do this is special. Far out, it means so much to me. I've got 20 or 30 Aussies who have flown over with me. It's an incredibly special night." And that's what it is. So could this be something we see in the future in boxing? Because, just on my little short time here on YouTube, I think about some atrocious robberies. I'm thinking about like Roman Gonzalez versus Rungvisai 1, Kovalev Ward 1. And that's just a couple that I can think of off top. Not all those are WBC title fights, but those are just some robberies. So is this something where we can start to see boxing rewrite its wrongs? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I would like for this to start happening. So far as like if a fight is a robbery meaning that like, a guy won the fight by 3 rounds or more. If the guy won the fight by 3 rounds or more, then I would like to see some decisions start getting reversed, because these guys, they sacrifice a lot in the ring, and they don't deserve to have L's put on the record if they won the fight convincingly, and we've just seen it too many times in boxing. So that's my question. I want to know if this is just a one-off thing, or if this is going to be something that we see from the WBC in other sanctioning bodies in the future, because there's so many fighters I know with freaking bad losses on the record that really shouldn't be there. I mean, Marvin Hagler has a couple of them. Some people would even tell you Marquez has a couple of them. Golovkin has a couple of them. A lot of fighters have been robbed at the highest levels of boxing. And even, I would even like, I'm not so sure what kind of power the WBC has if a title is not on the line. But man, it'd be great if they could fix some of these robberies that are non-title fights. Because that Max Ordonales Hector Valdez fight recently, that shit was ridiculous. But I don't think they have that kind of power to overturn rulings that aren't for one of their world titles. So I think it would have to be for a WBC world title. So I may have to look through the history and see what are some of the biggest robberies in WBC world title fights, because there's been a lot of robberies over the years. But I guess shout out to Jeff Fenech. It took him 31 years, longer than he thought, but hey, he's now a 4-weight world champion. So y'all make of that what you will. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. let me know, you know, what do you think about this? Because it is quite crazy. I've never heard, and y'all can let me know if you've heard of a scenario where decades later, after the fight's taking place, where the dude who lost the fight in a fight of massive consequence in a world title fight, where the dude who lost the fight gets it overturned to a win. If you can name me another time that happened, let me know because I'll like to research that for myself. But yeah, leave your comments down below. Shout out to Jeff Fenech, I guess. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
Just like Mayweather's uncles would say, a lot of people don't know shit about boxing. You know, you do. You've done
Thank
it.
you.
You about the only smart guy that I know, bro. Nobody knows shit about boxing.
I appreciate it, man.
I want to say, man, make sure to follow True School Sports, always covering boxing at the highest level, man, and make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram at Just a Kid from Dania as well.
He the plug.